Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, there's been a rumor floating about on the old interwebs that apparently the Chevrolet Camaro will be no more, coming up for its 7th generation. The folks over at Muscle Cars and Trucks are reporting on this situation, saying they know an insider who's claiming that the 7th go-round, or the 7th generation of this particular machine, will not happen. Now, it kind of makes some sense. We've seen Ford kind of eliminate their entire automobile lineup except for the Mustang, so in that case it doesn't make any much sense. So granted, this is a niche vehicle. It's a vehicle that they could definitely lose, and I don't think it would kill them a whole lot. So, and there's been a lot of money thrown at the Corvette program now that it's going mid-engine, so I would hate to see the Camaro go. And obviously this is not an official statement coming from the folks over at General Motors or anything like that. So we probably would know something maybe by year's end or maybe the first part of next year, but we'll definitely keep you in tune of what we hear. Next up on the list, well, the Challenger got the wide body treatment. Now the Charger gets the wide body treatment, and they've done a lot of work on this thing. It's got a brand new front nose on it, new front fenders on it, along with the flared option as well, and there are many parts and pieces that had to be arranged to make this deal work. Now let's get to the specifics that pretty much everybody knows. It comes in two different trims. It comes in Hellcat trim, and it also comes in 392. The Hellcat obviously coming with 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8, making 707 horsepower, 650 pounds-feet of torque. The 392, or the 6.4 liter Hemi normally aspirated, makes 485 horsepower and 475 pounds-feet of torque. Both of them are shifted through an 8-speed automatic gearbox, and both of them are rear-wheel drive. 0 to 60 comes in at 3.6 seconds for the Hellcat with a top speed of 196 miles an hour. Thing does just under 11s in the quarter without drag radials, which is pretty impressive. I think you can whop off and get this thing down into the low 10s with a set of drag radials. The 392 does it in 4.3 seconds with an electronically limited 175 mile an hour top speed. Now that we got all the specifics done as far as the technical side of things, let's talk about the wide body side of things. This thing has gained 3.5 inches of width, which is pretty massive, along with 11-inch wheels on all four corners with Pirelli P0 305 35s. They're claiming the thing can do near a G on the skid pad, and FCA had to do a lot of work. A lot of suspension work was done to it. The brakes were upgraded. Obviously, we talked about those brand new 11-inch wheels. Now, here's the trick. It is supposedly going to be standard if you order a Hellcat once this vehicle goes into production. They're talking about maybe late this year that all Hellcats from here on forward are going to be the wide body kit, which is something that isn't in the Challenger side of things. The 392 side of things, it is an option on that particular machine, where it is like, I don't know, maybe a $4 or $5, $6 grand option on that deal. They haven't announced pricing on that deal, but that's pretty much what it is on the Challenger if you go with the Scat Pack version of that particular machine. So, like I said, they're talking about this thing being available late this year, the year 2019, but no pricing has been made as of yet. And last up on the list, when we started with some maybe rumored sad news with the end of the Camaro, rumored good news, the folks over at Autocar are reporting that Mitsubishi could be reviving the Lancer. Now, I know this is an EVO 8, it was a couple generations ago, but it's kind of my favorite one, and I kind of deleted all the EVO 10 stuff when they killed it off. So this was pretty much the last photograph I had in stock of the old Lancer Evolution. So here's the deal. Thanks to the folks over at Renault-Nissan, which is a partnership inside of Mitsubishi as well, where they're all somewhat of a group, even though Renault-Nissan's been in somewhat of some turmoil here over the past several months, especially with their great leader, Carlos Ghosn, being in jail over a bunch of weirdo stuff, and he just got out of prison, but it's a mess over there. And then Mitsubishi finally kicked him out, but he hasn't been officially kicked out of Renault-Nissan, but we'll see. That's probably coming down the line very, very soon. Now, here's the thing. Thanks to the Renault thing, they're talking about the Megane RS is basically going to be the platform for the new Lancer. They're not talking about whether this thing's going to be an EVO or not, but here's the deal. When we talked about the end of the Camaro, it was coming from a site that might be a little bit suspect. on the outer outskirts, much like my show. But when you talk about the folks over at Autocar, they've been doing this for years and years and years. So then for them to come out and say that this might be around the corner, I think there may be something to it. So we will definitely keep you in tune of what we hear about this situation. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.